Let's talk about a question that pretty much all of us ask ourselves at some point, usually in those quiet moments when no one else is around. Am I really okay? It's a question that cuts right to the heart of things, doesn't it? Have you ever just stopped and wondered, is something wrong with me? Am I broken on the inside and just don't know it? Well, if you have, I want you to know something really important right from the get-go. Psychology tells us that asking this question isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of incredible self-awareness. It's a sign of wisdom. So, to really get to the bottom of that question, we first have to sort of redefine what it even means to be mentally okay. I think a lot of us grew up thinking it means being happy all the time, never feeling sad or weak. But that's just not how it works. Now this is the key. True mental wellness isn't about getting rid of sadness. That's impossible, right? It's about your ability to look at your sadness, to understand it, to learn how to manage it, and maybe, most importantly, to not let it completely take over. It's a skill you build, not some permanent state of happiness. Okay, so with that new idea in mind, let's look at some of the things we often think are signs that we're broken. But what if they're not signs of being broken at all? What if they're just signals? Signals from a mind that's just really, really tired. The first signal is emotional fatigue. Oh, have you ever felt this? It's that strange, hollow feeling inside. You might be going about your day, everything on the surface seems fine, but you just feel this deep sense of emptiness. Wow, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's that total disconnect. Your mouth is smiling, you're having a conversation, but inside, it's just quiet. It feels like you're just going through the motions. And it's an incredibly common way for our minds to tell us they're under way too much pressure. So here's the big shift in thinking. Our first instinct is to think, what's wrong with me? I must be broken. But what if we reframed that? This feeling is often just a direct result of being under constant pressure, of pushing down our feelings, and of forgetting to actually take care of ourselves. It's a consequence, not a flaw. And that feeling often leads right into our next signal, which is this habit of constant self-blame. This is when you find yourself just automatically taking the blame for everything that goes wrong around you, every little thing. This can almost feel like you're being a good person, right? Like you're just being super responsible. But psychologically, trying to carry the weight of everything is just exhausting. It completely chips away at your peace of mind and can actually become a way we slowly tear ourselves down. This brings us straight to our thoughts themselves. Because man, our own thinking patterns can turn into these incredibly heavy burdens that we just carry around all day, every day, without even realizing how much they're weighing us down. Let's talk about overthinking. You know what I mean. It's that mental hamster wheel that just will not stop spinning. It replays conversations, it analyzes every tiny little detail, and it's an expert at turning a small worry into a giant catastrophe, especially at 3 in the morning. And this is such a crucial distinction. Our fear is that this overthinking means we have a mental illness, but it's so much more helpful to see it as a heavy mental burden. And think about it, that difference is everything. A burden is something you can understand, it's something you can manage, and eventually it's something you can learn to set down. So just take a second with this one. Have you ever noticed this pattern in your own life? No judgment here, just curiosity. What do you think that overthinking might reveal about the kind of burdens your mind is carrying right now? Just thinking about that can be a really powerful first step. All right, let's move on to another really common signal, that urge to just pull away from everyone and everything. We're so quick to label this as depression, but the reality is often a little more complicated than that. Wanting to be alone isn't always a bad thing. A lot of the time, it's just a sign of complete emotional overload. When your social battery is at 0, solitude can feel like the only charging station available, the only place where there are no demands on you. This right here is maybe the most important question to ask yourself when you feel that pull to be alone. Are you using this time by yourself as a sanctuary, a place to rest and heal? Or has it become a kind of prison, a place where you go to punish yourself and hide? The reason why you're seeking solitude, that makes all the difference. If you enjoy psychology and understanding these deeper layers of the mind, it would be amazing if you'd like this explainer and subscribe to Mindscapes by Faizu. We'd love to keep exploring this kind of stuff with you. Okay, so let's pull all of these threads together. We've talked about emotional fatigue, self-blame, overthinking, needing to be alone. So let's circle all the way back to the beginning. What's the real answer to that big question? Am I mentally okay? After everything we've looked at, the answer isn't a simple yes or no. It's actually something way more compassionate and honestly, way more powerful. This is the core message, and I really want you to hear this. You are not broken. These things you're feeling, they are not proof that there's some deep fundamental flaw in who you are. Just let that sink in for a second. You aren't broken. You are just tired. And that's a world of difference, isn't it? Because unlike something that's broken, a person who is tired can rest. A person who is tired can heal. It completely changes the story from one of being damaged to one of recovery. And this is the final, beautiful takeaway. The very fact that you're asking these questions, that you're trying to understand yourself and your feelings, that is the most hopeful sign of all. It's not a symptom. It's the beginning of an awakening. It is the first, most courageous step you can take. So as we finish up, I want to leave you with this question to carry with you. After thinking about all of this, what's one kind truth you'll choose to remember about yourself today? Thanks so much for exploring this with me.